We're at the second edition of the India Energy Week and we have with us the Managing Director of IGL, Mr. Kamal Kishore Chatiwal. Thank you so much for an exclusive interaction and for talking to NDTV. I'd like to begin by asking you that compressed biogas is really being talked about as the fuel of the future, and a lot is being said about the fact that, look, IGL today has signed multiple MoUs. So could you decode this for our viewers?
First of all, thank you to all your viewers and a very good afternoon. Today we signed a MoU. Yesterday, if you had heard the Prime Minister's speech, he talked about Biofuel Alliance, the leadership of biofuels is with India. And biogas is the fuel of the future in the sense that it is a net zero throughout the life cycle. And if you take a shorter period, it is in fact negative carbon. In the sense that the methane emission, if it was left untreated, the waste is left untreated, it is a negative, it emits methane, and that is 20 times more potent than the CO2. So in effect, it is negative carbon, and throughout the life cycle of the project, it is net zero, truly net zero. So in that sense, and India, as you know, has a population of 1.4 billion, generates a lot of municipal solid waste, which is the bio waste also, as well as being an agrarian economy, we generate a lot of agriculture waste also. So it would be very good for India, and world has demonstrated, other countries have demonstrated that you can generate huge amount of gas. And the potential that Government of India has identified is, I feel, a very conservative one of 50 million per day, and our present consumption is around 170 million. So you can say that 30-35% of our current consumption. But going forward, the total potential is around 200 MMSCMD. So it's a very conservative estimate of 54 MMSCMD, the initial target that the government has set up to 2030. So in that direction, we have signed an MoU, where today we signed an MoU for 19 plants, producing pure gas of 0.45 MMSCMD, which is equivalent to 5% of our total consumption. We consume around 9 million gas. So 5% of that is would be coming from this biogas. And biogas, as you know, is the cheapest source of gas currently available in the country. Even cheaper than the APM gas, because there are some taxation advantage, as well as the transportation is not involved. From, say, you have to bring from port to, if you talk of IGL, you have to bring to Delhi. So that transportation cost plus the taxation advantage makes it the cheapest gas. So it is a win-win for our MCDs, our farmers, our producers, as well as CGD entities, and in the end, I am sure that whatever benefit we get will be passed on to the consumers also.
Okay. All right. The other thing that is really being talked about is smart meters. So could you decode this whole concept of smart meters and how smart meters will be the future? IGL also manufacturing these smart meters. So take our viewers through those details, please.
So just to decode in simple terms, smart meters is just like you have a prepaid and a postpaid connect. If I take the mobile example, we have prepaid and postpaid. So smart meter will be kind of a prepaid kind of connection where you have a fixed amount into your meters. The meter is installed. There is no need of taking readings and everything. As and when your balance gets exhausted, you will get an alarm. You can then top it up and use it. So nobody is coming to take your readings and everything. And so it is the technology of the future, in the sense that it saves a lot of manpower that goes around taking the readings. And sometimes we get a feedback from consumers that it's an irritant for them also that every 2 months somebody is coming in their homes to take the reading. So to get rid of that, this is a solution that we have smart meters where you can see your balance and then top it up. And IGL has formed a company as a JV, 50-50 JV with Genesis, IGL Genesis Technology Limited. So there we will be manufacturing normal meters and also smart meters. Now what this will do is that to make India Atmanirbhar in meter manufacturing. Right now the meters are imported from China, say South America or Europe. So that we can manufacture in India and export it to other countries. So not only it will be Atmanirbhar, but we can supply to the world also. And India will be we have the cost advantage in India if it is domestically produced, because there will be a lot of customization done to incorporate the domestic products into that. So that will be the advantage for us.
Right, so for all our viewers watching at home, your smart meters really is the future. As he mentioned, how technology will now play a crucial role, and smart meters will just work like, in a sense, like a top-up card, as he was trying to explain. So your cooking gas bills and meter readings will be the past, and the future is going to change. Having said that, we have been tracking the fact that IGL's net profit is doing really well, and diversification is really being the mantra. Take us through the fact that diversification and the role that is playing with the profit surging.
You see, 2-3 major areas that we have identified. One is the biogas, which I have talked about. The second is the LNG space. Now, if you compare India and China, China today has around 600,000 LNG trucks, especially the medium and heavy commercial segment, so which travel long distances. Now, India has around 200 odd LNG trucks. And if you compare LNG stations today, China has around 5,000 LNG stations. We have, in double digits, it will be 10-12 stations we have. So there is a lot of potential. Now what the advantage is, we feel in the medium and heavy vehicle segment, is that electrification in that space is a little difficult. It's a little challenge. So there we can replace diesel with LNG. What that does is it immediately reduces your carbon footprint by 30%. And we don't have to do much. We simply have to replace the fuel, and the conversion is very technically proven that the same truck, we can use it for diesel. Just the change in, we have proven in Delhi by converting the DTC buses from diesel to gas. So LNG is a form of gas only. So that is another area that we feel that India has the potential to have so many LNG stations. And all the CGD entities are trying that. IGL is also setting up 10 stations in the near future. So that for that work has already started. And going forward, every entity is also trying. So once an ecosystem for LNG develops, then the OEMs will get a confidence that yes, the LNG ecosystem is there, and they will be manufacturing more and more LNG based trucks. So that will only help in India's vision of not only 2070 but intermediate target of reducing carbon footprint by 45% by 2030. So this will be a big boost to that.
Right. So the
third area that we feel is the renewables that we ourselves have in net zero target. So renewables energy that we can replace the conventional energy, the power, electricity that we use. We have a consumption of around 25 megawatt. So we can replace that with renewables. That is the third space. So I'm sure, in addition to our portfolio of CNG and PNG, we'll be adding biogas as well as LNG as well as renewables to our portfolio.
All right, so a lot of diversification and the energy ecosystem, the energy mix, as they say, changing altogether. Thank you so much for this interaction, and thank you for sharing your insights.